Namaste everyone, welcome from Bodhi Surf Yoga. Today we have an all-level class and it's going to be focused not only in torsions but elongating the spine and releasing the spine. People dream about back bends a lot to open up the spine, but before that, one really good way to open it up is by using twisting torsions. So you're going to need a few things. Hopefully you have blocks at the house. You can do without it if you have practice. And then I also created this. If you have Mexican blankets at your house or any kind of blankets, fold and create like these two layers. You need the borders to be really flat so you're later gonna see why do you need it. It can be thicker than this if you're less flexible. It could be about 5 centimeters or leave it that way. The point is it cannot be pillows because then if you press the pillows, they're gonna sink down. It has to be that way. Now remember, this is an all-level class, but it's for people who has already experience. If you're really inexperienced of the practice of yoga, let's say you don't know what sun salutation is, Surya Namaskar, you haven't moved or you suffer from lack of flexibility, this is not the place to start. But we have options. So refer to our channel and look for beginners. And there's a tutorial that will explain you how to get here. Then go little by little, follow our programs, and at some point you will be really able to enjoy this practice. So try to enjoy it, be safe, and let's start moving. Remember, before this practice, you can sit down and practice some breathing and meditation to be ready for the practice. Hopefully you do this video often to a point that you memorize the video. And at some point, you're not paying attention to me, you're paying attention to the practice. Let's enjoy it. Namaste. Okay, so let's begin. Separate your feet, hip distance apart, and let's come on a forward bend. Bend the knees a little bit if this creates a stress on the back of the legs. Calm down and grab the elbows. And hang in there for a moment to release the tension on your lower back. Press the toes down to the floor so you can move the hips forward and keep elongating and relaxing the spine. Now, on your next exhale, you're going to ground the fingertips, bend the knees, and with the back straight, you're going to come all the way up. And we're going to start a few cycles of sun salutation A. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, take the hands down to the floor. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, step with the feet back. For this variation, we're going to bring the knees down to the floor. So go ahead and bring the knees down to the floor. Bend the elbows and bring the chin and chest down onto the floor. Take the tailbone up. Now relax the belly down to the floor. Inhale, come into cobra pose. Lift up the chest. Exhale, chest down. Curl the back toes under, press the knees and come into down dog. We're going to hold it here for 3 breaths. Now, on your next inhale, you're going to step with the feet back between the hands. Elongate the spine, inhaling, and as you exhale, back to Uttanasana. Inhale, come with the arms up. lengthening the front of the body. Exhale, release the hands back down in line with the hips. Let's repeat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take the hands down to the floor. Try to keep the spine straight. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step with the feet back into plank pose. This time you can keep the knees away from the floor, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, we're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Keep rooting the fingertips down to the floor. Elongate the arms. Bring the shoulder blades back and stick the tailbone up and back. Now on your next inhale, you're gonna walk the feet between your hands. Look up, inhaling, extend the spine. Exhale, rest back into Uttanasana. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, Samastitihi. One more. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, fingertips down onto the floor. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, step into plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So try to lift up the kneecaps as you rest the heels down. Spread your toes. Bring the belly up towards the spine. And remember your breath. Now step with the feet back between the hands. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, rest. Coming up as you inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, Samastitihi. One last time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, step back into plank, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Try to focus your attention on the breath. Deep inhaling, deep exhaling. And then on the next inhale, walk or step back. Extend the spine, look up. Exhale, rest. Inhale, keep the foundation strong as you come up. Exhale, Samastiti. Now we're going to change a little this one. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, step into plank. Move into down dog or do the Vinyasa, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. And now from here, stay with the left foot grounded on the floor. Inhale, take the right leg up. Go ahead and open up the right hip and bend the right knee. Flex the foot and try to extend the front of that right hip. As you do that, try to keep the chest facing down to the floor. Try not to move the torso. On your next inhale, you're going to take that leg up. Square the hips. Exhale, rest the right foot down on the floor. Second side. Inhale, the left leg comes up. Open up the left hip. Bend the knee. Hold it there for a moment. And then as you inhale, you're going to take the leg up. Square the hips again. Take your leg down, back into down dog. Now, on your next inhale, you're going to step with the right foot right between your hands. Variation number 1, you keep the back knee down to the floor. Variation number 2, you keep the knee away from the floor and you're coming into high lunge. So coming up, take the hands onto the hips, sink the hips down, and take the arms up. Again, you can Keep the knee down to the floor to find more stability. Keep lengthening the front of the chest, the front of the abdominal muscles. Keep bending the front knee and extending the arms. You can stay on this variation. If you want to move forward, you're going to move into Virabhadrasana 1. Ground the back heel down to the floor. Try to keep the hips facing to the front and extend the arms. And now as you exhale, hands down to the floor, move back down into downward facing dog. Let's do the second side. Now step with the left foot forward. And again, variation number 1, knee down to the floor, coming up, hands on the hips. Variation number 2, knee away from the floor, hands on the hips, sink the pelvic floor down, and take the arms up. Hold it in here for a moment. And you can stay on this variation. If you want to move into Virabhadrasana 1, you're going to move the back heel down into the floor. Keep grounding the outer edge of the back heel, lifting the inner arch and bending the front knee as far as you can. Try for the knee not to cross the line of the heel. And as you exhale, you're going to turn the hips down and take the hands down on the floor. Move back into downward facing dog. Now from here, you're going to start walking your feet back between your hands. Inhale, lengthening the spine, look up. Exhale, rest. Inhale, come with the arms up. Exhale, Samastiti, mountain pose. Now for the next variation, you're going to need the 2 blocks, and you're going to spread the legs and put the blocks on the inside of the feet. We're going to start on the right side, so we're going to bend the right knee, 90-degree angle, and bring the back foot parallel. Variation number 1, you're going to press the right elbow on the thigh and lift up the opposite arm. Roll the shoulder blades back and extend the arm forward. Variation number 2, you can bring your hand down on the block. Hold it here, creating a lengthening on the side of the body. Variation number 3, remove the block and place the hand down on the floor. Do this posture only if you can bring the hips down without putting any tension on your sit bones or the back of the legs. Try to lower the hip as much as you can, but try to keep the knee in line with the heel. Breathe into your lower back. Now let's release the posture, slowly coming up and switch second side. Back foot parallel or bring the toes in a little bit. Bend the front knee. Place the elbow on the thigh, variation number 1. Extend the arm up. Roll the shoulder blades back and take the arm forward. Variation number 2, the hand is going to go down on the block. Keep lengthening the side of the body. And move to variation number 3 if you feel comfortable. Remove the block and place the fingertips or the flat hand down to the floor. Keep pressing that outer edge of the back foot, lengthening the side of the body. Reach forward with the fingertips. On the next inhale, we're going to come all the way back up. And this time we're going to bring the feet parallel. Perhaps we're going to need to close them a little bit more. Join the blocks together right in front of the face. And we're going to twist from here. So on your next inhale, you're going to bring the left hand right over the blocks. And with the right hand, you're going to touch your sacrum. Keep the sacrum flat as you rotate the torso. And then finally lift the right arm up. Exhale, the right hand goes down. Press that right hand on the blocks right in front of your nose, and with the left hand touch your sacrum. Try to keep that sacrum flat and twist from there. Take the arm up. Left arm up. Connect the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, you're going to take the hand all the way back down. Now from here, remove the blocks to the sides. And bring the feet a little bit closer. Hands on the hips, back straight, come all the way back up, step back into mountain pose. So we're going to do reverted Parsvakonasana starting on the right side. So bring the left foot back, bend the right knee. Knee on the floor, variation number 1. We're going to start twisting from the base of the spine, turning the torso to the side. You can stay here, or if you feel comfortable, you're going to bring the armpit towards the knee, and you're going to join hands together in pray position right in the center of the chest. Hold it here if that is enough for you. Variation number 2, lift the knee away from the floor. And keep twisting the torso. But keep the foundation strong. Make sure that the heel is not sticking out. Stays on the center. Last variation, full Parivrita Parsvakonasana. Coming to Virabhadrasana 1. Back heel down to the floor. Extend the arms. And as you exhale, you're going to twist. Again, you're going to bring the hands right in front of the chest. And make an effort to bring those hands right in the center. Keep pressing the back heel down to the floor and look up. Keep the back leg straight. Keep bending that front knee. Keep breathing. Now look down, coming up, and let's do second side. So left foot comes forward. Back knee down on the floor. Variation number 1, you're going to twist with your knee down onto the floor. Press the hands on your thighs and start twisting. Stay here if this is enough for you. Variation number 2, you can bring your hands together in pray position right in front of the chest. Variation number 3, you're going to curl the back toes under and lift the back knee away from the floor. Again, if you want to try full variation, you're going to come up into Virabhadrasana 1. So you press the heel down to the floor. You're going to lift the arms up. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist to the side. Moving the armpit on top of the knee, twisting from the base of the spine and keeping the back heel down to the floor. Only do this posture if your body is ready for it. Don't force it. This posture is more about letting go and softening and relaxing into the posture. Now, as you exhale, you're going to release the pose and you're going to come back into mountain pose. Inhale, you're going to take the arms up. Exhale, come again on a forward bend. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, you're going to step with the feet back and you're going to sit down. Now you're going to need the towel and the little pillow we just created. Or you can sit down on the floor. You're going to extend the legs to the front and we're going to move into Paschimottanasana. We're going to move the sit bones back. Grab the fingertips and start lengthening the spine to come forward. Try for the belly to slide towards the knees. Grab the big toes. Move the shoulders away from the ears. This is variation number 1. Variation number 2, you can grab the edges of the foot. You can even use a strap if you need to, if you're not reaching all the way towards the foot, or just keep the hands on the side of the legs. Hold it here and work on the breath. Now lengthening the spine, inhale. Exhale, release the pose. We're gonna twist again. So we're gonna bend the right leg, bring the heel in line with the sit bone, and we're gonna cross the left leg on top of the right leg. Now variation number 1, with the right hand, hold the outside of that left leg and twist. Variation number 2, bring the arm up and twist. Keep lengthening the spine. Variation number 3, only if you feel comfortable, you're gonna try to grab the opposite knee and keep twisting. Inhaling and exhaling. Don't force anything. Work on the elongation of the spine before you work deeper into the twist. And work on your exhalation, especially in this kind of postures. Now, on the next exhale, you're gonna release the pose. We're gonna switch. So this time, you're gonna bring the left heel in line with the right sit bone. You're gonna cross the right leg on top. And we're gonna twist. Variation number 1, you just hug your leg on the outside and twist. Variation number 2, you bring the arm in front, lift the hand up, and keep twisting. Final variation, only if your body is ready for it, you're gonna try to grab the knee. And again, when we do these sort of twisting positions, we're gonna notice that the breath becomes a little bit short. So part of the practice would be working on using the breath in these kind of postures. And again, work on the exhalation more than the inhalation. Now we're gonna release the legs. We're gonna remove that little pillow back to the side and we're gonna lay down. So slowly come down on the floor. So for the next variation, you just can put a flat block on the sacrum and hold it here. If you want a more active posture, you're gonna bring the heels as close as you can to the sit bones. Try to touch with your fingertips on the heels, shoulders in, and press the feet down as you come up with the hips and hold it there. Now as you exhale, bring the tailbone down and relax for a moment. We're gonna move into different variations of shoulder standing. Different variations. And the first one would be to put the block flat on the sacrum and just lift up the legs. And that is enough today. If you wanna move to a more active variation, you're gonna change the length of the block, put it higher. It could be halfway up or the block can be tall. And then find the stability and then inhale, you're gonna take the legs up. That is gonna help you to move eventually to shoulder stand if this posture is for you. Now, if you wanna try another variation, go ahead and get the pillow we have created. And the idea here is to put the edge of that pillow, that towel, right in line with the shoulders. So make sure you do it in line with the shoulders, lay down. What we want to do is just create a little space for the neck. So you might notice it's gonna feel way more comfortable to come into shoulder stand. So right now, my shoulders are in line with the edge of the towel, and we're gonna lift the legs up. You can move it above the head and bring the elbows in. Touch your kidney area and inhale, take the legs up. And the idea again is to create lengthening on the neck so you don't feel the pressure on the spine, on the head. And we're gonna be able to hold it here for a few breaths. The idea eventually of shoulder standing is for the legs and the torso to be all in the same line. If this is not a new posture for you and you feel comfortable without the towel, go ahead and do it without it. Otherwise, just stay here and focus the attention on the breath. When you're holding this posture, try not to look anywhere because you might hurt your neck. Continue with the breath there. Count your own breathing. And when you're ready, you're gonna start taking the legs above the head if you can. Extend the arms and very slowly, vertebra by vertebra, come all the way down. As we come down, we're gonna do a modified Matsyendrasana. So place the elbows down onto the floor, curve the spine and bring the top of the head down on the towel or the mat. Bend the knee. You can stay there. You can extend the legs if you feel more comfortable. What we're trying to do right here is the contra posture for such an intense posture. Keep breathing into your kidney area. And then as you exhale, you're going to release the pose, remove the towels, and we're going to come into downward facing dog. So cross the legs, bring the arms in front, and step into Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. And then bring the knees back down to the mat. Bring the towel back and let's sit down in Sukhasana, cross-legged position. We're going to do a few cycles of breathing here. So for the first cycle, let's place the hands on the kidney area, lower back. And let's breathe into the lower back. Focus the attention there. Think of your breath not only as air you're coming in and out of you, but also as energy. Now breathe into your rib cage. Bring your hands into the front of the ribs. Breathe into your diaphragm. And then for the final breath, you can bring just your hand behind and hold on your elbows. And put a block right in front of you so you can rest the forehead. If your head can go all the way down, remove the block and come on a forward bend. And again, let's practice a few deep breathing here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. If you want to stay there longer, you can. Otherwise, come up and we're going to lay down in Shavasana. This time, if you want to roll the towel and place it under your knees, that would be a good idea to allow your back to rest. Or you can do without it. Lay down and stay here for 10-15 minutes or as long as you need. Allow the nervous system to relax. I hope you had a good practice. Namaste.